The UFC returns to the Apex this weekend with a pair of featherweights headlining this card. In the main event, we got Lerone Murphy looking to continue to add to his undefeated record as he takes on former interim title challenger Josh Emmett. And then in the co-main event, we got Joanderson Brito taking on Pat Sabatini, which should surely deliver some fireworks or a nasty submission from the submission specialist. Reminder, this week also we have PFL kicking off their calendar year. Thursday is when their first card goes down. I've already dropped a full card breakdown on the YouTube page here, so make sure you guys check that out if you missed that. And also, obviously, check out all the other great content that I drop on the YouTube page, which includes the full card breakdown for this card. Again, this is just the quick picks format, meaning I get right to the point of every single matchup, 20 to 30 seconds. But if you want more information on these matchups, I break it down even more in depth on the MMA Logcast, which I drop on Sundays, previewing the upcoming UFC card. So make sure you guys check out the YouTube page for that if you want some more information on some of these fights. All right. Hope you're laced up and ready to go because we're off and running with the first fight of the night between Loma Lookboonmee and Estela Nunes. Lookboonmee is coming off a pretty long layoff here, but I expect her Muay Thai style to wear down the gas tank issues of Nunes, ultimately leading to Lookboonmee finishing this fight in the second or third round. Next up, Vanessa Demopoulos going up against Talita Alencar. I believe this could play out close, but I think the BJJ wizardry of Alencar will come into play, allowing her to land takedowns and eventually find the submission to get Demopoulos out of there. Next up, Victor Henry going up against Pedro Falcao. I love me some Henry in this spot as I think he can shut down the BJJ black belt of Falcao and put on a pace and pressure that Falcao is not comfortable with in the striking realm, leading to Henry winning this fight on the scorecards. Next up, McKee going up against Daniel Frunza. Fun fight here, but I have to lean with the minute-winning abilities of McKee as you'll be able to touch up Frunza from distance, hopefully avoid much of the big shots coming back his way from Frunza, and then go on to win this fight by decision. Next up, Diani Barbosa going up against Diana Belbita. I have to lean with the BJJ prowess of Barbosa and the poor takedown defense of Belbita, which will lead to Barbosa eventually finding that submission and getting the tap. Next up, Davy Grant going up against Daniel Santos. Even though Grant is 39 years old, he has recently showcased that he can still go out there and compete against young prospects, and I expect him to do so once again here against Daniel Santos as he engages in a pocket exchange and eventually uncorks a big shot to knock Daniel Santos out. Next up, O'Day Osbourne going up against Louis Gurule. I really like Gurule in the spot, making his UFC debut with a 10-0 record, and I expect him to go out there and put on a pace and pressure that Osbourne is unable to keep up with, leading to Gurule getting a third-round stoppage. Next up, Torres Finney going up against Robert Valentin. Finney is a tank of a man who might be able to get some grappling success here, but I expect the resistance and violent nature of Valentin to eventually wear on Finney, leading to Valentin getting a third-round stoppage. Next up, Brad Tavares going up against Gerald Meerschaert. Tavares is clearly diminishing as he is 1-4 over his last 5 fights, and he has a very tough Gerald Meerschaert here. I think Meerschaert can push the pace and really get the grappling going in the first and second round, eventually leading to a classic Meerschaert submission either in round 2 or round 3. Next up, Kennedy Nzechukwu going up against Martin Buday. I do like me some Buday in this spot, but it's hard to overcome the athleticism advantage of Nzechukwu. I think Buday will make this fight very close by engaging in the clinch, but ultimately it will be the damage of Nzechukwu once he gets back out into space that will cause Buday problems. Look for Nzechukwu to win this fight on the scorecards. Next up, Cortavius Romious going up against Chang Ho Lee. This should be a grapple fest, but I expect the resiliency of Lee to eventually pull through, being more successful in the scrambles, being more assertive in the grappling realm, and ultimately getting some more control time and damage to win this fight on the scorecards. Co-main event time as we have Joanderson Brito going up against Pat Sabatini. Fun fight here, but I have to lean with the striking and power of Brito. Sabatini could have some success with his chain wrestling and his BJJ, but look for Brito to land big power shots that Sabatini is unable to handle, leading to Brito getting that knockout victory in the first or second round. Now that brings us to the main event, where we have Josh Emmett going up against Lerone Murphy. I believe Murphy is the better fighter here and way closer to his prime, and I think that we'll see Murphy really start to pull away, probably in the third and fourth rounds, mixing up his clinch game, his wrestling, and his technical striking to evade the big power of Emmett, leading to Murphy winning this fight on the scorecards. There you guys go. Quick picks for UFC Vegas 105. I'll be back again tomorrow from the Locky two-step Locky Trinity free parlay. And again, reminder, PFL goes down tomorrow as well. So check out the full card breakdown that I dropped on the YouTube page, or check out the Lock of the Night Patreon page where I've tracked plays for that card and obviously for the UFC card. And I'll also have breakdowns for the Octagon card that goes down on Saturday afternoon and track plays for that as well. All right, see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.